Uh, we are going to discuss new chapter today, which is basically the continuation of uh, trust analysis. Yeah, still for basically which is part of the analysis of rigid bodies, where we have multiple components within a structure, within a structure of frames. And this chapter specifically will discuss about frames and machines. So this is where the machines in this case are structures that are designed to transmit forces, and that's why it usually has moving parts. Okay, so maybe similar like what you are going to build, for the spinal muscular atrophy children. You are going to build a structure which is not rigid, which is not static, because uh, you are not going to build trust. In trust, basically the function is just to bear load, uh, to carry load. Yeah, so that is always in equilibrium and within the limitation of the mechanical strength. While in your design later for the children to mechanical arm support, you need to design something which also has the function to move, to be able to support the motion, the movement of the arm. So frames and machines are defined as rigid bodies with at least one multi-force member. Yeah, in previous chapter we have discussed about two force member, three force member, four force members. Yeah. So frames are designed for supporting loads and usually are stationary. So you can say that truss is basically one type of frames. Machines, on the other hand, are designed to modify and transmit forces. So to move, to transmit the forces. So usually it has a moving part or several moving parts. Okay. So when we want to analyze both frame and machine, first is to determine the components of forces acting on a member. Then we determine the forces of reaction at the selected locations that are of interest to us. It is also sufficient to determine components of the force, not the resultant. Although in the current chapter, we are still limited to statics analysis. Yeah? We are not discussing about the kinematics or kinetics of the machines, of the frames. So to analyze frames or machine, we have similar strategy as thrust analysis or the previous rigid body structure, which is first is to separate the required member, and then we draw the free body diagram, the FBD. Then we identify all the unknown forces or components. And we have to remember that for a two force member, remember what the two force member is. Force member is you have two forces reacting opposite direction with which has the same line of action or parallel line of action. There is only one unknown for a two force member. And in if you have only three equilibrium equation, then you can only solve three unknowns. Let's have, for example, here, this example. Determine all force components acting on the member CDE. So CDE is this part. Yeah? And here, the member CDE is pinned at the wall or the floor E here. So basically it has two reaction forces, yeah, horizontal to the floor or parallel to the floor, another reaction force perpendicular to the floor, as well as one single reaction moment, because the structure cannot rotate about point E. Then we have member ABC here, pin at C, but as it has a roller interaction with the floor, so it has only a single reaction force vertically perpendicular to the floor, yeah, because it can still slide in horizontally. Then we have member BD here with one extension here and pinned at point B and D. So at point B and D, basically it has two reaction forces, right? And two what we call here as two force member, yeah, because it has forces here and then here another force here. Okay, so here also three force member here, one here and then another one here. Remember from the discussion of the previous chapter. And at this member BD also we exert a vertical force, external vertical force, vertically downward, which has a magnitude of 600 Newton. The dimensions are given here. The height between C and D is 0.4 meter, and between D to E is 0.4 meter. Then A and E here is more or less, I'm not sure, should be at the same horizontal line. Then between B and D is 0.6 meter. Yeah, this is between A and B is 0.3 meter, the horizontal distance. Between D and E, the horizontal distance is 0.3 meter as well. So first is we separate the required member, and the question is we are asked to determine the force component acting on CDE. So we draw the CDE member and draw the corresponding reaction forces. And at C, of course, in the spin, then it has to have two reaction forces, one vertical, the other one is horizontal. At E, as I mentioned, because it cannot rotate about point E, so it has three components of reaction forces and moments. Two reaction forces, horizontal and perpendicular and vertical, which prevent point E to move translationally, and also one reaction moment, which prevent point E to rotate about this point. Then at point D, we have a single reaction force. Basically, it is a resultant reaction force. It consists of actually two components. If we can resolve it into two component reaction forces, perpendicular, vertical, and horizontal, which we make it into a single reaction force perpendicular to CDE. So from here we obtain six unknown, Cx, Cy, reaction force at D, and Ex, Ey, and Me, reaction moment at E. So it means there are three unknowns must be solved at another location. Another location from different member of the structure. Because from one single member we can obtain maximum three equation: sigma fx equals 0, sigma fy equals 0, sigma mz equals 0.
Pak,
Yes.
I don't still understand why C has two forces. I don't get it. What from where the horizontal force?
C has reaction forces because it is pinned. Whenever it is pinned, so from Cartesian coordinate point of view, it cannot move horizontally, nor can it move vertically. So when a point cannot move in that direction, it means there has to be a reaction force at that axis. Yeah. Well, basically, after we obtain the two reaction forces, the two reaction forces can be combined into a single reaction force, okay, which is the case for D. So we can also think that actually D has two reaction forces, horizontal and vertical, but we combine it into a single reaction force perpendicular to CDE. Okay, something like that. Okay, so let's say first the overall free body diagram. So the overall free body diagram of the overall structure ABCDE. Yeah. So sigma fx equal to 0, and the x component also only come from Ex here, right? So the overall free diagram, yeah. So it means we don't consider the internal reaction force. The C reaction forces at C is basically due to its interaction between member CDE with member ABC, right? But from the overall free body diagram, that reaction forces already disappear, yeah, because they are connected. So what matters here is the interaction between the structure, the whole structure, A, B, C, D, E, with the external connection, with the wall, with the floor. Okay, in this case, only EX is the F component, or the F at the horizontal axis. So sigma Fx equal to 0, then it means EX, the reaction force at E in the horizontal direction, should be 0. Then at member BD, yeah, because there is already a known force there, 600 Newton, so which then we can use member BD to calculate reaction force at D. Okay, and from here we obtain, where does this come from? 36.87. So this comes from a line force perpendicular to member, reaction force perpendicular to CDE. Yeah. So from here, then if we calculate sigma moment about point B, then D can be expressed into its two components, right? Yeah. First is the horizontal component. Yeah, the horizontal component here. This will be D. This is also 36.87. So this becomes the cosine 36.87 degree, and the vertical component here, which is equal to the sine 36.87 degree. So from here, the horizontal component does not exert any moment about point B, right? Because its line of action coincides with point B. So the only component from force D, reaction force D, that give moment about point B is this part here, the sine 36.87. Since it rotates counterclockwise about point B, we give negative sign here and multiplied by the distance to point B, 0.3 plus 0.3, 0.6 meter. This external force 600 Newton also rotates counterclockwise. So then we multiply it with 0.3 meter, its distance to point B. So from here we obtain D equals to negative 500 Newton. So we know from here that actually this force D has a direction opposite to the drawn direction. Yeah. So it's up to us now whether we want to draw it the same like this as the original assumption, in which case then we should give a negative sign to the value. Otherwise, we could also draw it opposite in inverse direction, where the value will be positive. Okay, so just let me erase this part. So we obtain D already. So from here we obtain EX, from here we obtain D. So what is left? 6, the other 4 components from this 6 unknown. CX, CY, EY, and ME, right? 2 unknowns have been solved, still 1 short of the required 3. So we continue on analysis on member BD. On this member BD, sigma Fx equals to 0, yeah. Dx minus d cosine 36.87 equals 0, because we now know that the direction of BD, of the reaction force at D, is actually leftward, right? So this is the dx, and this is the dy. Okay, so from here it means that bx, yeah, here bx, the sigma fx equals 0. Equation is bx negative dx negative d cosine 36.87. Then we obtain bx equals to 400 Newton. Sigma fy equals 0, then by negative 600 from this external force, negative, the y, which is negative d sine 36.87 degree equals to 0. So we obtain here by equals to 900 Newton. So then from here, then we solve for the member Cx and Cy. Okay, be careful here that from the previous member BD, we obtain Bx 400 Newton. It means that it's directed to the right. Okay, so when we draw Bx on member ABC, we have to draw opposite direction. Okay, which is Bx, we draw it to the left. So this one Bx, this is the value that we obtain by calculating Bx on member BD. Remember from previous chapter that when from member BD perspective, the reaction force is to the right. But from the other member interacting with the BD, which is member ABC here, the Bx should be to the left. So that then when they are connected, these two forces, action and reaction forces, will cancel each other and they become 0. The resultant becomes 0. So here at member ABC, we have to draw Bx to the left. And we have to draw By, on the other hand, also downward, because we obtain from the previous calculation on member BD that By is 900 Newton with direction upward, vertically upward. So here we draw it vertically downward. So I hope this is understandable. Yeah. So then what we need to calculate now is Cx and Cy, the reaction force at C. So from here, sigma x equal to 0. So the x horizontal component is only Cx and Bx. So Cx negative 400 Newton equals to 0. So we obtain Cx equals to 400 Newton to the right, yeah, to right direction. Then Cy, we need to calculate. We do not use sigma Fy equals 0. Why? Because then we will need to incorporate the reaction force at A. So then there will be two unknowns, and we have only one single equation, sigma Fy equals 0. Yeah, it means Cy negative 900 Newton plus Ay equals to 0. But, yeah, so if we use instead sigma Fy equal to 0, then Cy negative By plus Ay equals to 0. But the only known variable here is this By, set 900 Newton. There are two unknowns here, so we cannot solve then for Cy, right? So one alternative is to use equation which we do not require Ay. That is the moment about point A. Here, sigma moment about point A equals to 0. So 400 Newton. So here counterclockwise is given negative, given positive sign. Yeah, 400 Newton times the distance 0.4 meter plus Cy also counterclockwise direction multiplied to 0.6 meter from here the distance. Negative the distance to the line, its line of action. Then from By is clockwise, rotating about 1A clockwise direction. So negative 900 Newton times 0.3 meter here. And then here, due to this one, 400, the Cx here, the Cx here, 400 Newton, oops, sorry, times 0.8 meter, clockwise, right? Because times 0.5 plus 0.4, 0.8 meter. Negative here, equal to 0. You could also have assigned the opposite direction. So you could also assign for clockwise with positive sign and assign counterclockwise with negative sign. It's up to you. But it's basically similar like mathematically we move all these numbers into the right hand side of the equation. Yeah, so we will obtain 900 Newton times 0.3 meter plus 400 Newton times 0.8 meter, negative 400 Newton times 0.4 meter, negative Cy times 0.6 meter. So it's the same as here. So from here, then We obtain Cy. The reaction force at C at the vertical direction is 716.7 Newton. The value is positive, so the direction is correct, upward. Okay, then back to the original question, which is we are asked to calculate the reaction force at member CDE, right? So then we already obtained Cx and Cy. Be careful now. In the previous calculation at ABC, Cx direction is to the right. So at member CDE, we have to draw Cx to the left direction. The magnitude is the same, 400 Newton. In member ABC, Cy is upward. So at member CDE, we draw it downward, vertically downward direction with the same magnitude, 716.7 Newton. Okay. At member D here is 500 Newton. Why the direction is like this? Remember when we have calculated the reaction force at D at member BD here, we obtain the value is negative. So it means the direction at member BD is of this reaction force is actually to the left, yeah, to the left downward direction. So here at member CDE, we have to draw it opposite direction towards the point D. Okay, so it's always opposite to the interacting member because when they are joined, these forces cancel each other. Okay, then at E, it's still like previously. So Ex we have obtained to be 0, and what is left is only Ey and sigma moment and moment about point A. So from here we have known Cx, we have known Cy, we know also D already. So what is left is Ey. So we can calculate Ey, sigma Fy equals to 0, negative 716.7 Newton, plus here, so 500 Newton cosine, sine, this one. This component, the y component will be here, this is dy, the x component will be here, dx. So this is the sine 36.87 plus Ey equals 0, so we obtain Ey 416.7 Newton. To calculate moment E, then we calculate here moment about point E. So we calculate moment about point C. Okay. So from here, 500 Newton, the distance is 0.5 meter. Where does it come from? This 0.5. So this distance is 0.3, and this is 0.4. So this distance is from Pythagoras theorem, it's 0.5 meter. Okay, so and this is perpendicular, right? This the action force at D is perpendicular to point CDE. So it means that the moment about point C is this force 500 Newton times 0.5 meter counterclockwise. Okay, and we assign here positive. The moment due to Ey 416.7 is 416.7 Newton times 0.3 plus 0.3, 0.6 meter here. Then plus ME. So ME moment at E here is also drawn to rotate counterclockwise. So from here we obtain moment E is negative 500 Newton meter. So it means actually the direction of ME is clockwise. So here this is counterclockwise direction, or we can also re-express it as 500 Newton meter clockwise, depending. Yeah. So you have to give state the direction. Counterclockwise, but the value is negative, so it means positive in the clockwise direction. Okay, from here, quite clear, yeah? Okay, so now we do the special case. The need to solve simultaneous equation. Obtain two equations that can solve two unknown components simultaneously. Problems where a force is acting on a joint. So there are two possibilities. All connected members are two force members. Solve using equilibrium of particles or analysis of stresses. At least one member connected to the joint is a multi-force member. When the members are separated, the force is placed at one of the members only. So to be clear, let's do some example. Okay, here determine all the force component acting on member ABC. Is member ABC. Okay, there is this force acting on the joint B, 300 Newton downward, and the dimension are given here. A to D is 0.3 meter. Between C to D is 0.4 meter, and B is at the middle of between C and D, the horizontal dimension. So member ABC has 5 unknowns. At A, it is pinned here, cannot move translationally to the X and Y direction, so it has 2 reaction forces, AX and AY. At C, it is pinned also, so it can still rotate about C, but it cannot move translationally. So it means it has also 2 reaction forces, CX and CY. Then at B, it has this one what do you call it? Force member. So the other 2 force member at this direction is 0, right? Because there are two forces, same magnitude but opposite in direction. That's why their resultant is 0. So we have now only one reaction force at B. Yeah, perpendicular to the structure ABC. And we have the external force 300 Newton applied at B. Okay, so we have 5 unknowns: AX, AY, CX, CY, and B. So we are asked to calculate those 5 unknowns. So first, let's draw the overall free body diagram of A, B, C, D. Okay, so we only consider the external forces now, which is AX, AY, and at D. Now here at D, it is with a roller interaction, so it means it doesn't have reaction force in the vertical direction because it can slide vertically. However, it cannot slide horizontally. That is why then there is a reaction force from the wall towards it. So from here, then sigma moment about point A equal to 0. Why we use sigma moment about point A? Because then by using this equation, we do not need to know beforehand the values of AX and AY. We can concentrate here to calculate the value of D. Yeah, sigma moment about point A equals 0. So here 300 Newton times 0.2 moment clockwise, negative D counterclockwise times 0.3, this distance here. So we obtain D equals to 200 Newton. From there, we calculate sigma Fx equals 0, so which is only has D and AX. So we obtain here AX is negative 200 Newton. So actually the direction is to the left, opposite to this one, because the sign here is negative. Fy equals to 0, so Ay negative 300 Newton equals to 0. So Ay equals to 300 Newton. So from here, we already obtained 2 from the 5 unknowns. Ax and Ay are obtained. Then back to member ABC. Ax, Ay is obtained 300 Newton. Ax is obtained to the left, 200 Newton. Okay. And from here, we can calculate theta. Theta here is 0.5.
Pak.
Yes?
Itu sih kenapa nggak included ke dalam calculation ya, Pak?
This one, because this one now is, C is basically no interaction with external interface, right? No walls at C, no,
Okay.
no floor at C, no external forces at C. Okay, for the forces that exist in C are only internal forces at member DC, at member ABC, and then when they are joined, these cancel each other. These reaction forces, right? They have opposite direction but the same magnitude. They cancel each other and vanish because it is in equilibrium. The whole structure are in equilibrium. So this one is we consider overall. Here is this word, overall free body diagram. When we consider overall free body diagram, it means we only consider the external forces from the interaction of the structure is this part here with the surrounding. In this case, at D, it is interacting with the
Yes.
wall, yeah, with the wall. Here, by roller interaction means it has only one single reaction force. At A, interacting with the wall, it pinned, yeah, or joint reaction. Joint connection means it has two reaction forces because it cannot move in two perpendicular direct axes, right? Understandable, yeah. So
Terus kalau yang so the B is only because the mass external force from
yes,
here.
because of the 300 Newton
Okay.
external forces. If there is no 300 Newton, then actually no. If we consider overall free body diagram, then no forces at B. Okay. But internally there is, yeah, because internally there is a reaction force here due to the interaction with BD with ABC. But when they are connected like this, then it's zero. You only consider the 300 Newton external force. Okay, so coming back here, this theta is 0.5. Where is this? Oh yeah. Okay, so this theta angle is from here. Yeah? So this is 0.5 meter and this is 0.2 meter. So this is the theta. Yeah, this one, 36.87 degree. Then, so from here, sigma moment about C equal to 0 because there are two unknowns at C, Cx and Cy. And we want to first calculate this reaction force at B. Okay, FBD, the force towards the D direction. So from here, then 300 times 0.4, 300 clockwise due to the AY here. This one, okay, sorry. Yeah, this one. So this is 0.2 also, this 300 Newton AY times 0.4, so clockwise, negative 200 here, times 0.3 right here, counterclockwise, negative. Yeah. Negative FBD is this one, this is FBD, the reaction force at at B towards the member BD. Cosine theta times 0.5. So this one will be this value, yeah, this one, this value FBD, horizontal FBD. So this is theta. So it means this is 90 degrees. So this is theta. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this is supposed to be theta, right? Right. So this is supposed to be then theta. Correct? Benar ya?
I think so.
So it means this is supposed to be FBD sine theta, right? And this one. So basically this is cos counterclockwise, so negative 0.15. So this may be mistaken, yeah? This is supposed to be maybe sin theta. Well, then this part is the component of FBD here in the y direction is FBD cosine theta, right? So there is some mistake here in the slide. So negative 300 here times 0.2, also counterclockwise negative. So yeah, the value will be somehow equals 0 also. I think the same. The value will be the same. If VD equal to 0 Newton. Then from here we can calculate sigma fx equals 0, cx negative 200, negative fbd cosine. Why fd cosine ya? Fx ya. Because If this is like this is theta. This is not theta, right? This is 90 degree minus theta. This angle, right?
Iya.
Ya, ini jadi salah. This is wrong ya. So this is supposed to be Cx minus 200 minus FBD sine theta. Okay. And then Cx, I don't know, you have to calculate first again Cx, the value of Cx. Well, this one, sigma Fy, Cy, this part plus 300 from Cy, so this is actually not plus here, this is negative. Oh, okay, this one is negative. Where does this 300 come? Oh yeah, this one is from AY, this is from AY. So this is supposed to be cosine, negative FBD cosine theta. Negative 300 from this part. Okay, so I'm not sure the value. We have to recalculate again. So that is the solution for, and then we obtain all the 5 unknowns at member ABC. Okay, another example here. Okay. Yeah, maybe this example we will discuss after the break. Let's have 10 minutes break. Okay. So we continue after. Okay, let me share the screen first. This is another example.
Pak, I have a question regarding the last example.
Yes.
Oh wait, I need to look for my paper. Yang tadi itu Pak, yang alfa apa tetanya itu Pak? Saya kurang ngerti kenapa tetanya bisa di situ.
Yeah. So the theta is this one, right? 0.15 divided by 0.2, right? So the 0.15 is here, right? Theta here. So
Yep.
this is 0.3. The total is 0.3. So here, this one is 0.15, while this part is 0.2 meter.
Yep.
Right. So theta is arctangen 0.15 divided by 0.2. This one.
Yeah.
And this one, understand, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So only that I think the next derivation is not correct. Yeah, it means like this one. This is moment about C is 0. 300 times 0.4 is this one, right? Contribution from here, clockwise.
Yeah.
Negative 200 times 0.3 is the contribution from AX. So this is AY, this is AX, right? This part. Negative FBD is this one. This is FBD, right? So theta is supposed to be here, right?
Iya, tetanya di situ.
So it means this is theta, right?
Nah, itunya yang saya kurang ngerti, Pak.
Which one?
The why is the theta there? What characteristic of angle?
Why?
Why is the theta there? I mean, kenapa theta yang itu bisa sama theta yang bawah?
Yeah, it is from trigonometry. From trigonometry, if you have this angle, this angle is the same as this angle, right?
Bukannya yang itu, yang bawah,
to put it other way, this one, this angle will be 90 degree minus theta. Okay. And this one is 90 degree.
Yeah.
So this angle should be 90 degree minus 90 degree minus theta. So equals to theta. To look at the different perspective. Trigonometry, you have to remember trigonometry. So this angle is the same as this angle from trigonometry also, because
Yeah,
they are
I get the point until the first theta between saya tuh
you can use the annotation part if you want. Which one do you point using your
so
cursor? Your you can annotate, use different color.
tadi saya coba gambar kayak gini kan Pak. Nah kan ini ketemu mirrornya yang di sini jadinya. Tapi nggak tahu saya apa itu if it applicable or not. Kalau kayak gini itu kayak mirroring. Saya nangkap kalau itu. Tapi begitu saya hitung jadi di sini sama dengan theta. But I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
So look, if this is alpha, this is alpha. Do you
Yeah.
get this?
Itu kalau yang itu saya ngerti, Pak.
Yeah,
Kalau
so
yang itu
this is theta, right?
Yeah.
So, and this angle is 90 degree, right?
Yeah.
So this one's supposed to be 90 degree minus theta, right?
Yeah.
Until here you understand.
Ngerti Pak sampai situ.
And then this part is 90 degree also.
Oke. Berarti yang itunya jadi theta. Yeah.
So it means this is what, 90 degree minus 90 degree minus theta.
Yeah.
Equals to theta.
Oke Pak.
No need to have mirror. You have that like this if you are completely like this. This is theta and this is theta. But this is not the case here. You cannot use this law. This is beta, this is beta.
Okay. Thank you, Pak.
You are mixing up with different concept of geometry. So please review back your trigonometry at high school. Yeah. Okay, so this example, more complex. Determine the forces acting on member AC. So this one. Yeah. And state whether it is in tension or compression. Yeah, remember the concept of tension or compression. In truss analysis, right? So AC here equals to BC, the dimension, yeah, AC equals to BC equals to CE here equals to EF equals to DF equals to FH equals to HI equals to IJ equals to 0.5 meter. Okay, the dimension, yeah, 0.5 meter, and IG is known to be 1 meter. Yeah. So 2 times this dimension. AC is parallel to the FHI. So this AC is parallel to this line. Okay. And BCEF parallel to GIJ. And the angle here is 30 degree. Okay. So and then we have 3 external forces. 15 Newton at G, vertically downward. 100 Newton at B, and then 100 Newton at D. So we are asked to determine the forces acting on member AC here. Okay. So this is the overall free body diagram. Yeah, so this is the external forces, 50 Newton, 100 Newton, 100 Newton. So point A is being pinned at the block at this middle structure. Yeah, so it means it has 2 reaction forces. but it is basically a three forces member. So the reaction forces at this part is canceling each other. So we have only three reaction forces at this point A. Then at E, here we have the spin there. So it cannot move vertically nor horizontally. So we draw it as having two reaction forces, EX and EY. Similarly at H, yeah, it has two reaction forces, HX and HY, and also at J, JX and JY. And then, so the other one are connected, still within internal structure, so there are no forces. So we only draw the external reaction forces and the external stimuli forces. So from here, we have 7 unknowns, GX, JY, HX, HY, EX, EY, and FAC. Then 100 Newton, 100, yeah, so the known forces are 100 Newton, 100 Newton, and 50 Newton downward. So how to calculate the member? The question is calculating the forces acting on member AC, okay, and whether it is in tension or in compression. So try first the member BCEF. Here we have 4 unknowns, EX, EY, and the reaction force at F. Yeah, here, yeah, perpendicular. So this reaction force at F here is perpendicular to this DFHI. Yeah, so here. Here, F. Then we have reaction forces at E, EX, EY, and reaction forces at A, FAC. So we have 4 unknowns. Then at the FHI, we have external forces, and then we have HX, HY, and I. We have also 4 unknowns, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then GIJ, BFGXCY, and I, we have 3 unknowns. So here is the member which has the least unknowns, which is then easier to start with. So calculating sigma moment about point J, it means that we can eliminate these 2 unknowns, JX and JY. We have only 1 unknown I, perpendicular to the beam. Yeah, where does that come from? Yeah, here that member, yeah, perpendicular to GIJ here. Yeah, this is perpendicular. So be careful. Yeah, this is not between DFHI and GIJ is not perpendicular. Yeah, the reaction forces are not in line with that DFHI, yeah, because it has this angle 30 degree. This one is 30 degrees angle. So they are not, this line is not perpendicular to this part. Okay. So we have GIJ here. Reaction force at I. Moment, yeah, the moment about point J. This I is perpendicular to this GIJ, so multiplied by 0.5 clockwise. Plus here 50 Newton. So we have to find its component here. Okay, so, and we know that it is, how to find it? So this is 30 degree. So this is also 30 degree here. Okay, so because this is perpendicular and this is also perpendicular. So this is 30 degree as well. Okay, so it means that this component is 50 Newton cosine. Yeah, like this, yeah. Cosine 30 degree times 1.5. 1.5 comes from this IJ is 1 meter. This part, sorry, IG is 1 meter and IJ here is 0.5 meter. So the distance is of this perpendicular component is 1.5 meter. That's why 50 cosine 30 degree times 1.5. Okay, or alternatively, from this 1.5, you find this distance. Yeah, and this part is 30 degree. 1.5 cosine 30 degree, you obtain this. Then you multiply with this 50 Newton that is directed vertically downward. So from here you obtain I, the reaction force at I is negative 130 Newton. So actually it is pointing out of that point I. So I save here. Yeah, so actually then the reaction force at I is directed outward. Yeah, so because this is negative. So then we can calculate GXY, but instead we solve for the member DFHI, yeah, because I is there. So we need to calculate only the reaction force at F. Yeah, reaction force at F here is supposed to be somewhere like this. Wait, not like that actually. Let's see. Yeah, so reaction force at F is perpendicular to the DFHI. This one. Okay. Here. So we have calculated moment at I here, negative 130 Newton. We draw it now pointing outward to the upward. And this is, we want to find this F. Okay, so sigma moment about point H should be 0 because then we can eliminate this, the necessity to know Hx and Hy. Yeah. So I here sine 60 degree. This is quite complex. Why sine 60 degree? So cos 0.5 is this value, right, between I and H. Cosine 30 degree. So cosine 30 degree should be this distance. Okay, this distance. So I sine 60 degree is the component of I upward here. So this is 60 degree. So this is I sine 60 degree. The component of I pointing vertically upward. So this is rotating counterclockwise about point H. Negative I cosine 60 degree here. This is this component is I cosine 60 degree and then times 0.5. This one is 30 degree, right? So the distance here is 0.5 sine 30 degree. That's why this one comes from this value. I, negative I, clockwise. Negative I cosine 60 degree times the distance 0.5 sine 30 degree. Negative F times 0.5, because this is perpendicular already. This reaction force at F is already perpendicular to this distance. Its line of action is perpendicular to this distance, to H. So immediately you put negative F point 0.5. It is clockwise direction, right? So then the moment contribution at this 100 Newton is downward. So you have to, this is counterclockwise. Yeah. Multiply to 1 meter, this 1 meter, cosine 30 degree. So 30 degree here, this is also 30 degree. So the 1 cosine 30 degree is this distance, yeah, this distance. So, but it rotates counterclockwise actually. So it's supposed to be, the sign should be plus here. Yeah. But why I don't know why this is negative. I have to check. I think it should be positive. Somehow Yeah, because why? It is counter here in the, if it is to be consistent with the previous terms give positive sign when it is rotating counterclockwise about point H, and negative when it is rotating clockwise about point H. This one is why it is negative, because this rotate clockwise. This external force at D rotate counterclockwise, so this one supposed to be positive. Yeah. Can any of you try to calculate here what is the value if it is positive? Is it the same as this value? Anyone who has calculator, please. The other value are the same. So 130 Newton is obtained from the previous slide. Yeah, this is supposed to be positive. Yeah, if we want to be consistent. So yeah, the slide doesn't mean that it is always correct. Yeah, the slide I took from my colleague, my senior colleague at University Technology Malaysia, when I was assisting him teaching this biomechanics. Okay, and this is his courtesy, Professor Rafiq Abdul Qadir. So, so not necessarily everything is correct. So we have to be critical as well. So in this case, if we were consistent with the previous values, so the previous value this is positive because this is rotating. So it gives a positive sign when it rotates counterclockwise. So negative sign here when it rotates clockwise. So this one negative because it rotates clockwise, right? So, and we know here this rotates counterclockwise, so it's supposed to be positive. Okay, we just need to be consistent. If we assign positive to clockwise at that, then we have to assign always positive when it is clockwise, rotating it clockwise. Okay. So, in any case, then this is supposed to be positive, right? This is supposed to be positive value. It means then 0.5, if we move this to the right hand side equation, equals to 48.75 negative 28.15 plus 86.6. How much is this? So anything? So this is supposed to be 20.60
100.
plus 86.6 equals to
107.2.
107.2, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it means then F equals to 214.4 Newton. Okay. So this is supposed to be this value then, right? Because this is positive. Okay, let's just remember this value. So please keep this value, yeah. So where should I? 214.4. Okay. So then, because I will erase the spot, delete 214.4 F. Now from here, then we solve for member BCEF, negative F. So again, this is supposed to be F 214.4 Newton, right? And here it is given sign negative because it rotates clockwise about point E. Yeah, sine 30 degree times 0.5. So it will be here. This is 30 degree. So this is actually now like this. Yeah, now a bit confusing actually. So negative FAC cosine 30 degree here times 0.5. So we obtain this value. Yeah, this is FAC cosine 30 degree. Yeah, so this is supposed to be 30 degrees. And negative counterclockwise. So then plus 100 times, this is clockwise, 100 times 1 cosine 30 degree. So this is, the component is here, this is 30 degrees. Okay, this is 30 degrees. Equals to 0. So from here we obtain FAC this part. Okay, well, it should not be this one because this F equals to what, 214.4 Newton. So we have to recalculate again. But let's say we skip that calculation part. So from here, then FAC here is 161.9, pointing towards the beam, right? Towards the beam AC. So it means that the C also pointing directly towards AC. So member AC, according to this calculation, is compression. But first, of course, we need to verify this again. Because the value F here is not 66, but rather it is 214.4 Newton. So we have to check again. Okay, so this is an exercise. Determine all components of forces acting on member EFGH. Then determine all components of forces acting on member AB, CD. Yeah, so this can be done maybe for later for your homework or something like that. So